Good morning, everyone. Do a quick settings change. We'll turn this on and add some music. So we are on cycle 12, day 12. We have 10 days left in the drought. In the last episode, we didn't do too much. We did get our water pumpers. I guess we expanded how many we had over here. We added in some storage, and then we also started expanding our tube network all the way to the new ruins that we're going to be collecting scrap metal from. I think that we should be able to get here today. I did set all this to be a little bit lower on the priority list. We also have this area that we're going to try and get one of the tubeway stations placed down, get some of the trees chopped down. And I suspect that this is the next water source that we will be tapping into. The other option is all the way over here. There's another water source, which if it's this one, not super looking forward to that. I think we'll find out probably maybe in the next 10 days. You never know. But that is what I suspect. And then I mean, we've already built in both directions. They're going to just keep going because at some point we'll need to get to both of them. And then we are starting to run a little bit short on logs. Water is still looking good. What I want to do is actually get some green space over here and plant some trees. We avoided this before because we had bad water from this source, wherever it is. From this one, that was going all over here. But now that we have diverted it, it goes in this direction. There's no bad water that's going to be going through here other than the water source during a bad tide, but this is dormant. I think we have several cycles before this one turns on. So, this is some good space that we could utilize. It's pretty flat. Easy to get to. We already have some tubes over here in the tube station. So I'm going to set up something so that we can get some water placed down. We could just go, let's see, 14 tiles is about how far the water can spread. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So if we go right here, yeah, let's do that. It's a little 3x3 with a fluid dump, a discharge, different name, and then we'll just get a path connected in right under here. And then we'll add in a forester. This guy can reach actually a good amount, so that's good. We can probably add some stairs right here, and then we'll connect that path in. We'll do it like this. We'll have the forester. No, we'll do it even more different. We'll have the path go adjacent. And let's get rid of this. We'll add in that forester. He should have a good, yeah, he can reach everything. So we'll put that there, and then we can get some lumberjack flags as well. So we'll start with this. We also have a good spot to fit a storage pile. And we'll set that to supply. We'll just leave that as normal, actually. And then we'll kind of leave this as normal priority. Looks like the beavers are already starting to work on it. We can also speed things up. And then we'll need to mark. We're just going to be planting oak trees. We're a little bit short on logs at the moment. But as soon as we get up here, we'll get some more trees. So I'm gonna, I mean, there's not a whole lot, but it is something. And then we do have some of these trees we could chop down if we need. We don't have any pine resin storage at the moment, so we'll need to sort that out. And these guys can now be paused because they have gotten pretty much all the water. We'll do all but that guy. I think that's just going to evaporate. But if you can get some, we'll let him do that. And now we have 4 beavers who are unemployed, but first let's get those trees planted down. Like I said, we'll just stick with oak. Eventually there will be bad water that can come through here. We'll add in some contamination barriers. So what we'll do, we'll just leave ourselves a little bit of room. So we'll just go all the way around. I think we'll just add in some pine trees. In fact, this will be easier. We'll do this. We'll just do pine. We're going to take advantage of every square inch that we can. We don't need these ones. I don't actually know if it's going to spread all the way to the corners, but we'll assume that it will for now, and then whatever he can't plant, that's fine. So we'll do this. He's definitely not going to be able to reach all the way over here, so we can probably just clear this. And then we can add in a little bit more. We'll just add some pine trees. I think everywhere that there is green, like there's a little speck of green right here, so that should be able to provide trees. Oh, and I should probably do this area. We might want to connect this in with some stairs. We'll do that. I don't know if this is necessary. Okay, and then we'll just finish all this out with oak. There's going to be some space up here we can plant. Might as well do that. Okay, so we got a lot. We have a couple more. I can't leave it. Okay, so we have that, and then we have 6 beavers who need a job. We have those 2 maxed out. Good morning, Lucky. We have all of those guys going. Let's see, we need to get... How are we doing on resources? We're lacking on logs, like we noted. We could maybe get some placed down right here. Let's add in a couple stairs. So I think there shouldn't be anything coming down this pipeline. So we'll add some stairs in, and then we'll just toss, I guess, some lumberjack flags along here. First, I want to actually just get rid of all the stumps. Since we have a good amount of vacant, or unemployed beavers, I should say, we can bump all this up. And just make sure it's all marked to be chopped down. But I suspect today, like I mentioned, I think we'll be switching water sources. So this one, this unstable core is still dormant, and we have 8 days left in the drought. I think we get like 13 days heads up when this is going to detonate. So we should actually be able to store up more water, but I think it'll be the last one. And we can hold 7,000. We're actually doing really good. Looks like we had probably close to 3,000 before, like if you can see the beginning of the graph. We could store some more. We're doing great on gears and planks. I'm just concerned that we're not going to be able to get to the next water source and pump as much. Compared to this one is super easy. I just want to take advantage and just store up as much as we can. So we might also want to just add another builder's hut, help things go a little quicker. I think we're going to toss it over here. Let's make that highest priority, get those beavers working. And we can also go to triple speed. So, excuse me. Okay, so I'm, honestly, this map has been tough, and it's hard mode, but it's created a very unique playthrough of Timberborn. Also, I see we have the range over here. We can start getting rid of a few of these trees. Yeah, we'll refine that down the road. But we can also put this guy on a schedule. We'll do chronometer 1, which we're going to rename the chronometer. Oh wait, that's on the wrong one then. That should be discharge timer. And then soon we need to get our storage sorted out. We're short on logs, so I don't really want to touch it, just because all these large warehouses require a good amount of logs. And since we're short, it seems like we might get stuck not being able to construct all the storage we need. But I don't love how this looks. I don't think it's completely organized. I think we could do better. We're doing pretty decent, but I know I could fit some more piles on top. But I don't know. Okay, this guy's done. We'll start moving him. Okay, we'll do 2 right here, and then get rid of all these guys. Excellent, we got these ones up here. We'll add in some more stairs. And I think they should be able to reach all this. We can also get these trees, 200 logs. And then, so we have some choices. If we could assume that this is going to be the next water source, but if we do, then we could potentially be investing resources over here that we might not be able to use over on this side. Also, we need to get across this ravine. What have we unlocked? The 4x1. We go here. Oh, that's just short. Okay, we have a good amount of science. I think it's worth 1.8 and 3,000. I think we're gonna go with the 5x1, because if we go 4x1 and then 5, oh wait, might not even need it if we just go up here. 4x1, 4x1. Excellent. Let's do that. So if we can get up and across, that would be helpful. Okay. Yeah, this is just going to be a much more involved water pumping situation. Nothing to do in range. I don't even know where we want to pump from. We have this bad water source. My gut says that we set up a dam here and here, and then during the wet season we have the water flow over here. It's going to back up a bit, but we could fill this whole thing up, and then we would have some automation set up so that this would close and then this would open during a bad tide, so the bad water would be diverted over here. We'd have some extra water we could pump up, and then that would help us out because we are dropping in water. We're down to 5,300. We have 5 days left. Alternatively, over here, I think we would set up just like kind of a little diversion system for a bad tide. Throw the bad water over here, and then we would open it up during a wet season, and we'd dam this up and fill this area. It wouldn't be huge, but it'd be 2 tiles deep, plus maybe a third tile if we divert the water over here and have like some dams or floodgates. And then we just kind of, we might not even need to channelize it, honestly, because we don't have any buildings other than these two guys who we can remove. Let's also remove all those stumps. But we could just let the water kind of flow down into here. It'd just be spreading across the plains. And this is area that we could use. We could use it for irrigation, specifically for either food or trees, kind of the two only options. But if we wanted, we could then, set up a diversion system to over here, and we could store even more water. But it's just going to be a lot of upfront costs. So I think we just need to keep collecting trees. We do have some extra workers, it looks like, so we'll do this. Okay, he just finished. We'll just start sending beavers over here, which it's a bit of a walk. But at this rate, getting every log that we can is probably necessary. So we'll go one here and here. We'll do a storage pile. This will be set to supply. Prioritized by haulers, just help make it a little bit more efficient. And then get rid of the stumps again. Oh. And let's do this. We're just going to get rid of all the first stumps. Still no announcement of the next event, or the next unstable core. Still have an unemployed beaver. Scrap metal's looking a little bit low. Oh no. So that's just about done. Are we over here? We are not. So we gotta start prioritizing all this. So they'll make their way over here. Thankfully we do have some metal blocks stored up, but we can start. Wait, let's unpause. Wait, we don't need to unpause all those. We can start getting rid of some of these. You have a good amount of metal parts. Trust my gut, build something to hold extra water. Yes, we will be doing that. I just don't want to put too many resources into something too early, because if it's not here and we build up everything, then we still have to invest even more logs to get this sorted out. So I think at the very least getting over to the areas we need would be a good start, and then from there, whenever we find out, we'll have like 13 days to get ready for the next water source. Then we can rapidly build that infrastructure. So I think over here we're pretty sorted. Might want to get some stairs set up, but other than that, I think we'll probably just wait to find out where we're going, and then we'll build from there. But it is probably a good idea to get as close to over here as possible. And then we can even add some stairs in. This is just going to be a more direct path. And then we'll just go over here. So we have that situated. This one is going to be kind of similar. So we'll just I mean, we're going to need the tube way over here anyways. So we can do something like this. We'll do 4 and 4. That works out perfectly. And then I think from here we can toss down one of these guys. This and this, and then we'll have them walk a little bit, but we'll start, you know, building up the dam over here. And then over here we can do the same. Okay, so we have all this set up. And then they're probably done with that. And they already chopped down the trees. This guy can get the rest of them. And look at that. They already built this. We need to get some more... Where are they? Scavenger flags. We'll set one of those to lowest. No available workers. We can get rid of all these guys. It's funny, they're taking turns just sitting around while the other one collects. Okay, this is... Oh yeah, these are my emergency builder's huts. This can actually be lowest. 6 out of 10, okay. Okay, so now we're collecting more scrap metal. We are maxed out. We can pause this other smelter. Okay, we can also slow things down. Let's start pausing some of these builders' huts. Yeah, they are all sitting around. We'll pause all of those. So now we have some workers who need a job, and perfect timing. I realized I left one of those water pumpers going. Then we have 9 vacant jobs. But that's okay because most of them are in here. And then soon we can get rid of this guy. And we'll also be able to get rid of this guy very quickly. Ooh, okay. 11 days. So this one's going. Water source, 2, 3, unstable core. That's going in 11 days. Bad water source. Oh shoot. Kinda forgot about that. And we have a bad water seep. So this is going to be providing power, or it provides the ability to produce power. So what we're going to do, 183 logs, we'll need to move that path ultimately. Well, let's start this out. So we'll need to get across. We'll go stairs, stairs, just so we can get across the river. Okay, he's done. And then we also need to quickly make sure that we're actually collecting water. We'll do all of this. Let's do these ones lower. We'll start with that. That gives them something to work on. Over here it looks like we have some water. Uh-oh. I forgot I needed to switch this so the target height is unlimited. And then, let's see. Target height is unlimited. So now I have a bunch of water coming through here, but it'll take a second. Yeah, the whole system I set up over here was far from perfect. It kind of worked, but it's not hands-off. Is the one in the upper left? Yeah. Get rid of all those dumps. Don't need this guy. We can go get those logs back. Okay, we can also pause all these. Producing plenty of power. Just making sure it is enough. Yeah, I think we're good. 7 vacant jobs. We'll need to move this guy. We can duplicate him. We'll get that constructed. We should probably just get that sorted first. So we'll bump that up to highest priority. Eight vacant jobs. They're still, for the most part, contained in here, so that is fine. We got a bad water pumpers, but we're maxed out on bad water. We'll pause him. Are we still making explosives? Oh, they are all sitting around. Oh my gosh. Okay. Pause it real quick. We can add in some storage. That's logs. That's also logs. Guess we'll do metal blocks for one. And then we have space right over here. Let's duplicate this. I know I want to expand over here, but right at the moment we're not really using it, so might as well, you know, put stuff down like this. Having all the planks we need. You know, we're maxed out on gears too. We get some storage over here. That might be... I know I'm going to rearrange this. Let's just put it over here. So planks. Oh, we have to add in a single platform. Oh, and we'll also do this right here. This will actually work out pretty well. So we can go and duplicate this. So we'll have some plank storage, and then we can fit in 2 more. We'll have one of those set to metal blocks. And then we can also duplicate the gear storage. Toss that right here. So now we can hold a lot more planks. And more metal blocks. And we'll bump these up to be higher priority because they're pretty quick to construct. Man, we don't need all these gears going. I wouldn't say we're short on workers, but we could probably use those beavers in some of the builders' huts instead. So we got that going. Our water, we're down to 4.9 thousand, so we do drop fairly quickly. And then we could have either a bad tide or we could have a drought next. I think, okay, so we have 9 days. We have basically this wet season to get all this constructed. Well, is that true? Even if we construct this, by the time this starts, it's going to be probably dormant, unless it's a bad tide. So in which case, I'm actually going to change the priorities, because if it is a wet season that turns into a drought, this is useless because we don't have water. If it's a bad tide though, then we're in trouble. So I think I want to do this. We're going to go... I think we're going to go over here. Can we do diagonals like this? And then we'll just go all the way up. I don't normally like doing diagonals. I prefer the look of having it be continuous. It's also easier for them to walk on top of it. But when time is of the essence, it's also the... Okay, let's stick on the outside of that. What does it look like if we have it on top? Okay, it shows it'll be detonated. So we have all that. We could do this. Triple floodgate, 500 science. Oh my gosh, we have 9,000. We'll set it up like this. And then all the bad water will be shuttled over here. Let's just make sure I'm not missing something. Yeah, so there, the water would just flow over there. Okay, feeling good about that. We won't be able to reach that top level. So what we'll need to do, we have the stairs over here. Let's see, if we have one here, they can reach both of those. So we just need to go every other. We actually can go like this instead. I'm in focus mode. Okay, we got that one, and then we just have to add a few more stairs in. Hopefully, we don't have a bad tide coming up next, but I kind of suspect that we are. So now we should have access to all that. Let's set all this to lower priority. That can be higher. And then this will all be higher priority. Okay, I think that is fine. We should be able to reach all of this with the exception of this middle piece. But if we add in a single one of these, then that should be good. We'll just bump that up to the highest for now. And now we can resume. Okay, so we have all that sorted. We do need to add some more builders' huts in, because right now they can't get all of that. Scrap metal. What can we afford to pause? This guy's still planting trees. He's paused. He's still planting. He's not planting. Oh, because we have contamination. I think we'll pause him. We'll pause this guy. Same with this one, because I bet we have the metalsmith over here. Yeah, that one's up and running. We're a little bit short on scrap metal, but we have enough. I think we'll just leave these three going. We already paused some of these. We do have 2 lumber mills up and running. Oh, we have all the extra storage now, so that's good. Yeah, we can leave some of, like, we're still accumulating resources, but we're not, like, really pushing forward, which is okay. We have a good amount stored up at the moment. I think we could even afford to pause that one, so all these are paused. So we just have one of each left. And then canola oil. That's on the discharge timer. Doing good on everything else. Fermented cassavas. I think we're just short on soybeans. Yeah, I think that's what I wanted to plant right here, actually. We'll get some of those placed down. Okie dokie. So now we have 0. We can afford to spare 10 more beavers. Let's do that. We'll unpause 2 of these. Oh, this is going to be normal. Yeah, because these are emergency ones. We can leave that as normal priority. We do have some extra water right here. Or some extra water potential in these succulents. So they're working on this now, which is excellent. We could actually do this. I think this would probably be a good idea. We'll do a large industrial pile. This will be set to obtain. We'll get some logs over here. Let's make that the highest priority so the haulers can help out. So the builders don't need to make as many trips over there. But then we will need some extra haulers. We have 4 in here plus 10 in here. Hopefully that's enough. We did pause a bunch of these buildings so they won't need to be bringing resources to there. We do have a lot of these prioritized by haulers. That's all set to obtain, but these are all filled up, so I don't think the haulers need to worry as much. Yeah, because none of these are prioritized by haulers, so I think we'll be good there. Food we're down to just fermented cassavas and corn rations. We don't really have soybeans. Sorry. Well, we don't really have soybeans, but also we don't have much kohlrabi, but kohlrabi's not super important, I don't feel like. I know there's the hydroponic gardens that we could use. Those require a good amount of water. 192 days, 40 water to get 45 mushrooms. We've been doing fine on water, so that is something we could think about doing. We would add in another food factory. Well, that would actually be for the algae. We'd use a fermenter for the mushrooms. So that might be a good option. Water's looking good. I think we'll wait until after this, and then we can get that situated. We'll need to build a bunch of water storages over here. We will be able to remove these ones down the road, although we might not need to, because this is going to be a water source. So maybe we just leave these, and then we'll be able to shift these water pumpers over here. This guy is not pumping, so we can pause him. I don't even know what we're using. We don't even have anything we're using bad water for. The explosives we've gotten from areas we found it, like this. So let's go to triple speed. It's day 4. 6,200 water, so we've gone up a good amount. Once we get close to maxing out, then we could even think about pausing some of these. Not all of them, but just, you know, a few. He is planting all the trees he can. 200 logs. We also need to mark all these to be chopped down. So we'll get this. Is there an event? No event yet. I don't mind that. Let's unmark some of these trees for chopping. Well, let's just leave them. I mean, because right now we're not even using our pine resin. So, in reality, let's chop some of these down. Get some extra logs. He can plant some of the trees. He turns on every once in a while. Okay, good. So they got that pile sorted. Bad water source and bad water seep. Not really anything I think we need to do, because the bad water is going to go into here and then keep going through. If we really needed, we could always just block part of this off so that would produce the bad water from flowing down this way. That's an option. And we do have a bad tide approaching. So we're not going to get any extra water from here. Yeah, so we'll just pump as much as we can. Ooh, so this goes even farther. I don't know why I thought it... Oh, is that because of the water flowing under? Yeah. Oh no, is that gonna kill? Oh gosh, I hope the trees don't get contaminated. If they do, that is going to be a big tragedy. Because I'm seeing there is irrigation under here. I mean, it doesn't look like the water is backing up at all. Yeah, I'm a little wary. We might not be in a good spot. But that could be... I don't know. We'll see what happens. Might have just wasted a bunch of time with some of these trees. I think these ones would be fine, but... we'll find out soon enough. I don't think contamination spreads upwards very well. So they have gotten a good amount of this. And we actually have 1.6 days to finish this, now that I'm thinking about it. So, are we maxed out on water? We're pretty close. Pause 4 of these guys. Unpause another builder's hut. We're also going to pause this guy. He is sitting around. Oh, because we're out of logs. Gears, we can keep... I think we're going to pause both of them also. We're going to bump our working hours up to 24 after they finish what they can. Oh gosh. Okay, so we need to... we're going to get rid of... well, that doesn't even matter either. Yikes. Okay, highest priority. If we don't want them being contaminated, we have to also bump this up to highest priority. Let's set this to... set it like this. I'm gonna raise this one and this one. That'll be lowest. Hopefully they can finish all this. Uh-oh. We also need to add these, because they wanted to reach the top otherwise. Oh no, we have to do the same over here. Wait, we're gonna do this. I also forgot to bump all those working hours up. Okay, all highest priority. Looks like they just about finished this. Oh, he's down there. I don't know what he was doing down there, but... okay, so now we can get rid of this. Collect that. I think we should be fine. Oh wait, we still have 2.5 days. Okay, so we have the bad tide. That's already spitting water, or bad water out. Soon we can pause all these guys. We'll let them pump as much as they can. Yeah, they're actually pretty much maxed out. Okay, we'll see how that contamination goes. Because right now it's diluted, but it's not going to be for long. Okay, but I am glad to see that. So now they should be able to reach... Oh, we're out of logs. Uh-oh. Okay, let's do this. We can... We have an inventor's hut. We don't need that. And then we're not even using the pine resin, so we are going to just chop these trees down. Soon enough we can change that. But for now we just need to get some extra logs. We can get these resources back. Same with these ones. And these ones? How are we doing metal parts? Yeah. Okay, so hopefully we can collect enough to finish those off. We can also start getting some of these back. And then we'll just, yeah, keep getting rid of these ones as well. So we have enough. Good thing we planted some trees earlier. Although, now they're all dying. Drats. So we won't have to worry about this contaminating here soon. But, for now, we do. So now we have a bunch of beavers who need jobs. We don't have any logs. We can get these all unpaused. If we want, we can make some more gears. Yeah, so we're losing all that, which is unfortunate, but it's the way it goes. Unpause him. Still have some jobs that are, or some beavers who are unemployed. Oh, let's also drop our working hours. We'll give them the rest of the day off. They have been working non-stop. We'll just slowly bump it up till we're at 16 or 18 hours. Yeah, they're catching up on all the stuff that they weren't able to do. Oh yeah, destroy the pumps. That is a good idea. Get those logs back. It's gonna be a good amount of logs. Now we'll go up to, we'll do 16. I think that should be sufficient. And then they'll collect all that rubble. We'll need to get a contamination sensor up here as well. So automation, contamination sensor. We'll do one right here. And then we will actually need to... Yeah, we're all good, right? Because these are going to spill down here, but no one's walking in there. Oh. There it went. Oh, nice. So we don't have bad water coming this way. It's a nice little added bonus. So we'll be able to replant those trees pretty quickly. I don't even know how these ones survived, but just these ones didn't. So the contamination just went up the sides, and it only went up, you know, a couple tiles, but it was able to get those ones. So we lost a few of them. And some of them were 50% of the way there. Some were a little bit less. But it's okay, not the end of the world. And then we need to get some more water pumpers constructed. We have 12 days, and we have 5 unemployed beavers. Can we toss them in anything? Get some more scrap metal collected, I guess. Let's get those sorted. We'll have a couple of these as lower priority. But over here, we actually have a decent amount of logs now that we collected them from the old pumps. We need to get this sorted. And then I don't know what we want the threshold to be. We could keep it low. Oh yeah, I was also thinking we need to get over here so we can dam this up. So going across, we can use some levees. Let's go with, there's only 3 water sources, so we can get rid of 1. And then we don't even have the single floodgate unlocked. We have enough for it. So we'll do these. Now the way that this is going to work, I want these to open up as soon as it's a bad tide. And then I want them to close if it's a wet season and we've cleared out the contamination. I don't need to think about that quite yet. For now, we'll just leave it as 0. We have this one. I want these to be tied to this. Measurement's 100%. And so if it's, let's automate this based off of contamination sensor. If it's on, all the way up. If it's off, let's just go to like 2. Okay, so they've gotten a good amount of this. We'll just keep going up. This might be worth removing these, because we got everything over here sorted. We could go across the top. Might be a little bit easier. You don't even necessarily need to remove stuff. We can just go like this instead. And then we have a good amount of planks, so we can just add these in. And of course we do need to add in that path. So we'll have all the water coming in this direction. And then we'll add in some of these. I think we'll, yeah, that's probably okay. We'll just keep it simple. We'll remove this. Yeah, they can construct all that. This I think we'll probably always just leave at 0.65. No reason we would need to lower it. But they got stuff to work on now. We should probably add in a path, so we can actually reach all this. And then we need to add in some water pumpers. We have 10 days. Oh yeah, building the new pumps. Yep. I completely agree. See how we want to do this. We'll add in an offshoot here and here, and then we'll get some storage set up. Set to supply, prioritized by haulers and water. And then we'll probably want to move this. I have a bunch of paths set up. I don't think we even need to go over on this side now. Let's just get those planks back. Then we can start removing the paths. If I had accidentally highlighted that, that would have been no good. Okay, he's going to get this. Then we can get the stairs afterwards. Out of logs. Yeah, we have basically no logs left. Yeah, I should probably prioritize getting the pump set up before this stuff. These are all planks and gears, so that's fine. As soon as I get this. How are we doing over on this side? We have some trees that are growing up, not a whole lot. We have some. And then what about these ones? 67. So that means that we have 10 days until they grow up. So they're gonna mature right when the wet season starts. We can honestly, well, no, we need to leave that. Let's get the paths rearranged though. We'll get rid of this. They got these ones. We can get rid of him. And then we'll want to add in some of those water pumpers right next to here. So we have some options. I think what we obviously want to have some that are, you know, as deep as possible. We might want to have a few that go over here. But if most of them are looking something like this, then I think that would be okay. We will move this. I don't even know if we need to really have that over here. We can collect those, and let's set these to highest priority because we want to be able to get some water at the very least. We do also, let's put it like this and this. These will be higher. Actually, let's build it from the inside out. So we'll go those two, they'll be up a little bit. In fact, we could even do one more. So we want to have some water back up. Let's see. Anything we can work on? We're doing pretty good on metal parts. We have trees. Oh, we could get 1 log. Building is not connected. And a short path. He'll get this 1 tree over here. Oh, wrong one. Okay, they're all marked. Nice, he'll actually get a few trees. And then we forgot to mark these ones. Okay, so we're just kind of playing a waiting game. I'll bump it up to triple speed. We can start pausing these guys because obviously we don't need them to do that right now. And then we can just duplicate this. We'll get those 2 placed down. Oh wait, we won't want that soon. I think what we will want to do... Let's get rid of all of this. Get those resources back. And then we're going to have a path going on top over here. Looks like they have almost finished this. And so then once they have, we can get rid of these. We'll just kind of work our way back. Get rid of the infrastructure down here. We can duplicate him. And then we will probably put some more water pumpers up here. Just because it's going to be a lot fewer resources to actually build them on top of this. Versus if we want to try and, build up some triple platforms and have these guys on top of them right here. We are starting to go down in planks. We have a good amount of logs now. So let's actually turn this guy and this guy on. The last thing we want is to have a plank shortage. So we got that. They could get those 2 and these 2, but I think we'll just let them start collecting this stuff first. Let's also get rid of, well, not necessary. There we go, now that. And then we'll just start removing the paths. Just unnecessary. Okay, so now we can get rid of this and this. And then we'll bump them up and just work our way backwards. In the meantime, I guess they can work on this. We have a lot of builders right now, but we don't have as many things for them to build. Look at that, they got these ones sorted. Nice. Oh, they're just going from the top, I guess that makes sense. And then this is almost closed in. We'll obviously need to replace this one with a levee. Pause him. We have 6.5 days until we have some water. But we're going to have a good amount of water stored up. So I'm looking forward to that. If we really wanted, we could also store a lot of water in here. But that'd take a little bit of extra planning. We could have some more if we just had like a diversion system, built up some levees. But this is all going to be temporary. So probably no point in doing all that extra work. Send some beavers around to go cut map trees. Let's see. We have some over here. And then what else do we have? Can't really get some of those. We have a few over here. I mean, we're doing okay on logs. Over here's a little bit. Have a couple. Oh no. I don't want this set this way. Let's get rid of this. We don't need them moving logs over here. Okay, let's see. So we got all that stuff removed. Now, as soon as nighttime hits, we can get rid of this triple platform. And then we can replace it with some levees. Bump this up. And then we'll add in. Okay, so they go across like that right now. In reality, we'll probably want them to go across with some platforms. So we'll go right here. We can just utilize this space. And then we'll probably want to have... Oh, we can also get rid of those stairs. Whoops, not that. Get rid of this one. And I think we do need to squeeze in some water pumpers down here. See, we could, I mean, in reality, want them hanging off the edge right here. Probably should have flipped this one. And then we'll do this, add another one in. And how many of these guys can we squeeze? Squeeze in right here. We can do 2. And then we gotta make that path. It's looking good. I appreciate that. But yeah, we're getting some more water pumpers. We'll probably keep going along here, because these will kind of be, the ones over here will just be kind of peak water production pumpers, and these ones will be able to pump into the droughts and bad tides. So we're gonna go like this. We can fit 1, 2, almost a third. We might want to do something similar. Alternatively, we could just do this. Then we'll need to add one more. Okay. I'll just keep pausing because don't need to have them working there. And then we have all these set to supply. Okay, I think we should upgrade some of our storage back here. We're going to remove all of these. And then for storage, 600 science, we have enough. And then let's get this place down. I think we can fit 3. No, we can't. Dang it. Let's see. I don't think there's any way we can really rearrange that. What we could do is just save ourselves on that. Okay, so we removed 4 of these, which is 1200 water, but each of these holds 1200, so we're gonna add a good amount of storage. Let's do this. And our planks are going down. Unpause both of these guys. We still have 270 logs. So, I think we're doing okay. I don't even know how they... Wait. What the heck? Okay, I think it's probably best we just remove these. They keep almost growing up and then almost dying. So, we'll just get rid of them. Seven workers. Okay, we'll start pausing some of these builders. We do have some unemployed beavers. They're going to be hopping in here pretty soon. Is that going to be enough water pumpers? We're down to 4.9 thousand. This will need to be down to like 1. So we could automate this just based off of contamination in reality, I think. So this one we want to close when it's contaminated. This one we want to open when it's contaminated. So when it's off, we'll want that one to be closed. So off, on. I think nothing should change. It did for a split second. You're liking the Cliffside series? I'm glad to hear that. You're talking about the Beaverton Let's Play? Yeah, I just recorded another episode yesterday, which should be coming out tomorrow. I need to edit all that. But I am very excited on where that series is going. There's a lot to do, but we're pretty much at a turning point in the series for the better, because we made it through our first bad tide. Water usage is looking good when 30-day droughts start hitting. Oh yeah, so we had, what was that, 15 days? We were at 7,000, only down to 4,700. So that is actually pretty good. And we didn't even collect any water. Well, we might have been closer to 8,000 actually. But I think we can get some more stored up. Okay, so now we're gonna drop that down to like 2%, because we do have the contamination over here. I don't love that. We'll see how long we have to go with no water. I'm going to keep an eye on this, because if it takes too long for it to drop down to 2%, you might want to bump it up. So it's like, you know, 4 or 5%. Okay, now we can unpause all these guys. Oh wait, let's also do this. Let's do workplace. This will be much quicker. These are already set to prioritize. That just closed. Excellent. Okay, so we can pause some of these builders' huts because we don't need them all going right now. And we should have some trees. Yeah, starting to grow up. So now, oh, I never connected this in. We can get the lumberjack flag and place a couple more down. Also, we have some resources we can collect. Let's go like this. Just maximize all that. We don't even really need that. I don't think they'll be able to reach it though. Yeah. Need to add in one staircase. Okay, so now let's go over here. Have a lot of water. These guys aren't pumping anything quite yet. That's all the way up. Oh wait, we want to sink this one and this one. Yeah, in reality we could go all the way down to 0. I don't think it matters a whole lot. But yeah, now we're getting some more water. That's 0.65. This is all the way up. Excellent. So it's already day 3. Granted, we didn't have any water in here before, but we might want to bump that up just a little bit. I think 5% is probably okay. Dude, what are you doing? We don't even have you prioritized by haulers. No idea. But now we have a bunch of water we can pump. We can add in more pumpers if we need to, which we might need to. Planks are also looking good. $5,000. We can store 10,000 water now. We have all those ones, which we don't really want to have the beavers having to move water over to there. Ideally, it's over here. Since we are doing good on resources, let's move 2 of those. Duplicate this guy. We'll have him right here. Bump it up on the construction list, and then we can remove this one afterwards. We'll go highest. And then, are there any other? Aha. Kind of figured there'd be some that are hiding around, which I bet there's some under here maybe. Yep. Food's looking decent. Okay, so the water's spilling out, which is okay. Like I said, we could capture some of this water and store it if we wanted, but this seems like a good amount of water storage for what we're using it for. So we'll see how this goes, because it took us, you know, we're almost at the end of day 4 and we're only at 5.3 thousand. So I think we might want to get some more water pumpers. I think what we'll do, I think we need some more in the deep water, but we also need at least 1 over here. So let's do this. We'll have him right here. That's connected in. Okay. So that'll give us access to the water at the very bottom. Also, okay, what's good? We have a drought approaching. So we're not going to have, so we can actually access all this water. So that's good. We could use dynamite because these can go up to 6 tiles deep. And if we wanted, we could blast this out, blast out some of the area right down here, and give us even more storage capacity. So that's not a bad idea. We need to get some extract going. We do need to expand. Ooh. We're doing good on resources. It might be time we expand or rearrange our storage. These guys are sitting around. Okay, let's think. Before I just destroy all of this, we have a great amount of metal blocks, gears, planks, and logs. It's all looking good. I don't see a downside of destroying this and just building it back up. So what we're going to do is pause a bunch of these buildings. We're going to pause all these. We'll leave a few of them running. We'll have a few beavers who won't be doing stuff, but we can unpause some of these. And now we can start the demolition process. We are starting from ground zero. So everything is going. Sorry, beavers. Oh no, that's the tube network. We'll leave these ones. This will be the one exception. But we could get some overhangs and get some better space. We might even actually want to do this. Get rid of him. And then we could also, we'll probably rearrange where the stairs are. Because it also would be nice to have a tube station somewhere over here. Maybe like right here. Okay, for storage. So we need large warehouses and industrial piles. We'll probably have a few medium warehouses for some kind of more miscellaneous items. But for the most part, getting those. So let's start like this. We'll have a base of that. We could have a path down the middle. We could overhang. If we got rid of just a few crops, then that could actually give us a good amount of overhang space. That would fit perfectly. We'll do that, and then I'm going to sneeze. Oh yeah, all the food, you're right, food is on the ground. We can collect some of it. I don't even know where it is. We have some. They're gonna be taking it from here. We'll leave them going. Same with this and that. So they have access to food. But that is a good point. Maybe we'll bump it up to 18 hours. Thank you, Lucky. So we'll do that. Let's get rid of Yeah, get rid of this. And then we'll go right here. We'll fit 3 more. So what do we need for storage? Now that we've gotten rid of everything. We need metal blocks and planks. Some scrap metal. We'll need dirt down the road. Let's do... I think we'll do this. We'll add 3 of those in. And then probably over here as well. But we'll hold off on that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably do 9 right here. And then we'll unmark those. They're almost done. We'll let them grow up. I think we can get some overhangs. Because we could do another row like right behind here. Or maybe right... Yeah. But for now we'll start with this. So we'll have 7, which I think that should be good. Because for now we'll just do metal blocks and planks primarily. So that should be plenty of storage for those. So we'll have this one set 2 planks. And we'll just kind of go zigzag. And then metal blocks. And then storage. We'll get some large warehouses. I think we can have those all facing this direction. That goes down. What do we want to do for all these then? So we could do corn, or we could do corn rations. And I could see both. Corn might be better. Because if we can store some extra corn and then we see our corn supply is starting to go down, then we have a little bit more lead time versus if our corn rations are going down a lot. Might not be the best. So we'll do the same for cassavas and soybeans. And then we'll do the same for gears. We're going to need a lot of these. And then on this side, we'll get some more storages. 60 logs, 80 planks. And then we'll get some pine resin. We need to actually store some of that up. Metal parts. And then I think we're, well, might want some explosives. We'll put a pin in that. And then we'll need some, we are going to have some storage for the food over here. So maybe we do explosives. And then I think what we need to do, at least temporarily, let's make sure we have access to right over here. So I am going to get some spiral staircases. Whoops. Set up. Maybe today, maybe not. Bump this up to highest priority. But we can get some food storage right here. So we'll go corn rations and fermented cassavas. I think we only have 2 large ones. So we'll leave it like that. All these small ones we can do something later. And then we can leave all this as at the priorities it's at. So now we can get going. In fact, we'll bump all this up on slightly higher because I want them to collect it if they can. We do need to also add in a couple more of these guys. 3. Yeah, we'll just get all the builders going. So I think that should... it's going to be... look at that. They built all the storages on the bottom immediately. These take planks and logs. we're a little bit short on planks, but we also have a bunch of them in here. So I think we will probably be okay. 6.2 thousand water out of 11,000. This is filled to the brim. We'll see what we get to, because so we had 4 days of wet season and then we had the announcement. We could only have 3 days of wet season before the announcement down the road, so we'll see what we collect, because we were down to just under 5,000 water. Hello, Mr. Awesome Dairy. Good to see you again. I have enough corn for 1,500 rations. Yeah, because it's a 5-to-1, right? Isn't it 5-to-1? One corn is 5. So we have even more. We have enough for 2,500 rations. Speed it up a little bit. Berries are another one. I forgot. We'll have to get that sorted. So we'll have the overhangs. We'll need a 4x1 right here. And then we'll do some more over here as well. On this side, we can go with some storage. We'll just put that right here. Right? Maybe not. Maybe we actually want to rotate it. And then on top, we can get some of these going. Honestly, it's not a... Oh, wait. Just kidding. I was going to say, we can just do stairs right here. But we have to go up to get here. We might have this just connect into this level. I'm not 100% sure yet. Also... Holy cannoli. 19 days. So we're at 6.5 thousand water. We're going to keep pumping. But we didn't get up that much. Part of this method is so that we can just keep pumping during the drought, but we also need to start unpausing these guys. 1,600. Yeah, we paused a bunch of these, so also detonate this. I might hold off on... I might rotate this one. Because that would be here. We don't well, okay, I guess it doesn't doesn't really matter. So we are going to keep this path in, so we'll leave it like this. Duplicate this one. Over here we'll get some berry storage. Right now we don't have any berry storage. Let's switch this. We'll just move these out into here. Gears are a little bit short, but that's kind of to be expected. Oh my gosh, we have so many jobs that are vacant. Why is that? I know we turned all those on. Is it just all these builders' huts? Oh, I know we did add it in. Let's pause some of these. We have a few more than we need. So that's lowest. Plus 4. Oh, we're maxed out. We can pause some of these. Okay. Now, much more balanced. Okay, 17 days, 6.8 thousand. Yeah, we'll just leave this all going. I think we'll check back in periodically, but overall things are looking good. This one, we can get more scrap metal storage. This one, we'll have, okay, we have that one set to berries. Under cassavas, we don't have any fermented soybean storage. Mangrove fruits. I don't think we need to store excessive fermented soybeans. Canola, we don't need to store a whole lot of that. And we're pretty much, yeah, for this one, I think we just leave this for now. We don't really need to store extra for that. Okay, I do want to get some more wood going. We're doing great on metal blocks, so I'm feeling good there. We have so many trees. I am very happy to see that. So once we, you know what I'm thinking? I think we start building this infrastructure out, and then once we have that, we'll be prepared for the next location, you know, for the water source. And so I think we can then focus on our production, because I want to get bots going and then get dirt, and then we also have to do stuff like, you know, the wood workshop, get treated planks. What else do we have to do? I think the hydroponic gardens would be good. We should probably get some well-being items for them. Yeah, probably. Look at that. So we have all this. We can get some more housing. Yeah, we're doing fine there. These guys are sitting around, which means they don't have anything to do. Let's go down to double speed. Okay, so they go down. We can put a spiral staircase. Wait a second. Here we go, spiral. They were not using this space right here. Oh, we have, I don't know why we need 2 of these. If we add that in, we can get rid of, which one do they use? They use both. You don't need both. Okay, so that goes right here. This one. Yeah, I think that was the right call. Because we can go like this. This will start going up. And then we, I guess, just add another. Whoops. Need triples right here. And then we use doubles. And then for over here, we'll just, oh no. Dang it. Did not need triples, I needed singles. And then we'll go doubles. Connect this in, we can get rid of this path. I don't know if we need to do anything with this, maybe we will, not sure. So now we have access to even more storage up top. So maybe we add in some more of these large warehouses down the road. For now we're good, but we have the ability to expand our storages. We could also put some more industrial piles up top, because it'd be a lot easier just to go up an additional level from here. So we could go industrial piles and then, you know, those large warehouses on top of that. We also can fit one more right here. I think I wanted to lower part of this. I was talking about getting the tube station over here, which I think that would be a good idea. In fact, we could probably put it on top of here. We're using space that could go for this warehouse, but I think we're okay. So we can go like this. We'll go with a triple. I'm not sure how I want to connect this all in. Let's actually probably figure that out first. I think right here is good. And then we'll need to go tube, tube, and then we could go over here. What do you want to use this space for? We could fit another small or medium warehouse. If we go down, I don't think we need any of this. I think this is space. Yeah, I think we'll remove all this. We'll probably even remove here. And then it probably would make sense to connect going up right here. So let's actually bump. Oh, we don't have any explosives. Well, the good thing is that we have some somewhere. Where is it? Aha. Right over here. Fortunately, it's a little bit of a ways away. Okay, we just need to collect those. Okay, we got most of it placed down, not quite all of it. Oh, we can't detonate it. We have to let them finish those first. This one, we can finally get some fermented soybean storage. And then here, logs. We'll get treated plank storage. We can store a lot of corn. Oh wait, that's corn, not corn rations. Okay, so what was it, 20 days? So we are 6 days into it. We can pause all of these guys. Still have a good amount of water. It's still going up. We'll see if it continues to increase with just 8 pumpers. I suspect we'll need to add some more. So we'll make sure we have enough planks. We're doing great on metal blocks, so I am glad to see that. We have some builders sitting around. Okay, we got that. So we can do this. I would like a spiral staircase, ideally, but this will get them up. And then from here, we can go down. So we're working with what we got right now. And so we can go one more. Tubes will go to here, then we'll go up. Okay, so we got that. We'll just add in those last couple tubes. And then as long as we connect this in, we'll replace this with a spiral staircase. Eventually. Oh, we could do this instead, actually. Let's get rid of this. Just need to place this down. So we'll just go staircase down. Yeah. I like that. This is connected in. We have kind of a redundant one here, but it's fine. We might not have enough power. Let's turn this one on. Heading out. Oh, unmark the pines for cutting. Thank you. Is a good recommendation. See you later. Lucky. Glad you were able to stop by. Let's see. We can get some more. Yeah, let's get some more of the pine resin collected. And then we might want to think about moving these guys. We have a good amount of power that we generate. We don't have any gravity batteries yet. I don't know where we'd put them. They'd be kind of useful. What happens if we destroy this? Ooh, we get scrap metal. That's cool. Collect that. Okay, so we're pumping water. We're still going up, which is good news. Over here, we can start building what we need. So, honestly, we don't even need floodgates over here. We'll want to go... So we're just going to try and store as much water as we can. We'll go all the way over here. And then we'll just... Honestly, we can just go all the way to this side. Like, we're looking at slivers. But it is water. And we could use a bit. Like, we could even go up one more if we wanted. Go all the way across. And then over here, what will we need to do? Whoops, got a little bit of extra. But so the plan is, we'll have the water come through here. We'll wall this off. We'll get some floodgates set up so that during a wet season, all that water's flowing in this direction. It's going to have to back up a little bit first, but then it'll flow in this direction. And then during a drought, nothing really changes. We'll just, pump all the water out of here that we can. During a bad tide, we'll have some floodgates close over here, and then some floodgates over here will open, kick the bad water out in this direction. And it is 3 wide, so that all lines up. But we only need to go up to that level. And then we are going to actually do this. So we'll have one of those, a 6x1, 3,000 science. We have so much science, so we are good to go there. But then we'll do this. We don't really need that big of floodgates. We could, let's see, so it's 12 logs for a levee. For a triple floodgate, it's 30 logs and 15 planks. 10 logs, 5 planks. Yeah, I mean, we could do triple floodgates. It's kind of cool using bigger ones. But we don't necessarily need to do that. But I'm just going to do it because I want to. And then we'll need to get a contamination sensor set up. And then, honestly, I think that I want to do this. So we're going to remove these guys. And then we're going to do this. We're going to rotate and go along here instead. Because we don't want to have bad water kind of just, you know, pooling in the corner. Which it's kind of going to. Only thing we could do is if we put in some sacrificial levees to kind of make the bad water go in this direction. But I think that water, or the bad water, would be flushed out anyways, so not really that big of a deal. Okay, some beavers need a job. Toss them in the builder's hut. 7.8 thousand water. We're getting close, but we probably need to get some more water collected during the normal wet season. Planks are looking good, so we're going to actually remove some of these guys. And then we're going to squeeze a few extra in. So these are triples. I'll even remove this one. So we'll duplicate him. Okay, we'll do that. And then that will go all the way to here. And then we actually do need to add in some dynamite because I want to have him start right here, be able to pump this water. So we'll be adding the total capacity for water pumping up a decent amount. We're adding 3 more. I think we got rid of 3, but one of them was above. And then we'll probably do this. Yeah, because I don't think we were pumping quite enough during that wet season. So these are all highest priority for the workplaces. That's what we want. For now, we don't need this one. We are going to bump all this up to higher priority, including that. So we do have a good amount of time before that drought is over. And then, yeah. Food is looking decent. Not great, but not bad. Cassavas. We probably need some more farm space. Probably also need to get some contamination barriers. So that, or irrigation barriers. So that requires treated planks. We were thinking about getting some of this expanded. Wood workshop, 800 science, easy peasy. And then I also want to do some of these. We have a good amount of storage for all of this, so I'm feeling confident we can remove these. And then we can get rid of this because we have much more berry storage. And then we'll just make sure they can collect all this. We'll get rid of the paths right here. And then on the back side, I think I wanted to move this over a little bit. This isn't like super important, but we'll just put this right here. Add this guy. Look at that, they built this immediately. Can they reach this? Oh no. I don't even think I can... Yeah, it won't let me place anything underneath. Lovely. Okay, we'll collect all this. Oh, we don't want to build any of this. I was trying to use it to move the resources, but it didn't work out. You know what? We're gonna also do this. We have some explosives. Yes, I know. So we'll place down some dynamite. We could honestly even do some along here, just so they can pump water for longer. Ideally, I'd want to do this whole thing, but we're not producing explosives at the moment, so we'll just do a little line. And then when we have explosives produced, we can, and extract, we'll just, lower all this. So we'll make sure they can get that sorted. We have 4.5 days left, but they are just about done pumping water. We got up to just under 8,000, and then we'll get to pump even more during this next wet season. But I'm feeling good because we were able to get a good amount of water stored up, so I think this was a good call. We can now detonate all of this. We'll add in one more staircase, and then let's get those placed down. So we'll prioritize this, and then we'll be good. I think we'll probably kind of call it at that. And then we can get this guy duplicated, get a couple more placed down, remove the stairs, all that. We're now maxed out on metal blocks. Pause him. Planks we're maxed out on. We'll pause them. Gears we're going up in, so we'll leave them going for now. And then now we're producing way more power than we need. Oh, we don't have storage space. Highest priority, I don't think we... Yeah, we'll see. Let's just get some... (9, 18, and 17). These will be set to metal blocks. These will just kind of be temporary. Okay, so we place all that down, we'll detonate it. And then we'll just have the last... We only need this one placed down. This one, we don't necessarily, but we're going to do it anyways, just so we can get a little bit of extra water storage. We also have some unemployed beavers, and we're going to have even more now that we don't need these guys. So now I have 11. Unpause. How are we doing on scrap metal? We are almost maxed out on storage. Oh, but we are running kind of low on that, so we need to think about a mine. And we might start using some metal blocks here pretty quickly. We could always tap into this, but we have access to a mine right here. So let's start. I mean, we're so close to it, might as well. It's a little far away, it's 62 tiles, but if we just extend that pipe network, I think that's the best way that we could go about doing this. So we'll go up here. And then we do have enough science. Metal, that's 4,000. We have 14,000. And if we get to the point where we're using this, though, I think we need to have bots. We have all those still. Okay, so I'm not going to connect the mine, and I know I placed it down, but I think we're going to get some other buildings set up. We have a bunch of unemployed beavers, but we're going to start having a lot of injured ones when we get these bot part factories going. We'll need to get... Let's just finish that. Good thing we have a good amount of gear stored up, and planks, and wood is looking good. I'm very glad that we have some extra trees. So now for our production facilities, let's just unlock these. We have all the science we need. We're still doing good on science. We can get this and this. So we're good on everything here. We can have some of the 4 deep buildings right here. So like that wood workshop. Nope, not that. Wood workshop can go here. We can get the explosives factory unlocked for 400. We'll shift this over, and then we'll do staircase up and over a power shaft maybe. Let's get that one. Get that one done. And then we'll continue in this direction. Let's see. So we want to get... I might leave that path, I might not. We'll need to get extract. We do have bad water, which we have used none of so far. But we need the bot parts. And the bot part factories. Okay, so we're gonna move this guy. So we'll get a power shaft. We might not even need him there at all. This is all connected in. I think we could probably do something a little bit better. So let's duplicate this. We'll move that to the middle. Over here we'll do the same. And then let's actually lower all of this so we can go so we can unpause those water pumpers once again. We'll just copy settings. And then we're going to have a bunch of vacancies, but we can always... We're going to do this. Uh-oh. We're going to do some automation. I'm going to use something new that I haven't done before. Where is it? Interesting. I've definitely unlocked both of those, but maybe it was in the regular branch. There's a switch. Am I missing it? Yes. I think I can pin that on the side, not like here in the map, but like, you know, on the left side of my screen. Because I want to do something like this. This is really far away. I'm going to move it somewhere closer. We'll do kind of right up here maybe. Spring return where pinned, I believe. Let's get that prioritized. Because I want to have a bunch of these guys tied to that. Automate based off of lever 1. Cool. Pause a bunch of you guys. Let's see, can I... How do I have it put in here? Oh, here it is. There it is. Oh, I just click on it. Oh, cool. Okay. Let's change the color. I want it to be green. Okay, I don't want it going though. Let's unpin them. And then I think I'll do the same for the water pumpers. So we could always have this tied to a depth sensor, which is probably what we should do. So let's see, right in here, I think this is a good spot. So we'll go to this, automation, depth sensor. So if it is, if it's at the bottom, so let's make sure they get that constructed first. We're at 7.8 thousand water. I think we should be going up now. We probably were dropping a little bit since I removed some of these guys and they were all paused. So we have 6 vacant jobs. We can pause one of these builders' huts since it's an extra. Oh, we're out of explosives. So, let's see. Oh, we gotta set him to explosives. And we do have enough power. We can actually pause a bunch of these. Like we can pause maybe all of them. Water's starting to go over here. Automate based off of them. That is the wrong one. So we want it if it is greater than 0. Oh, we can even go to these ones. Cool, so we'll just pause all of them when we need it to. Okay, so now we should be getting some explosives. We'll also need to turn one of these bad water pumps back on. Let's make sure we can get some storage set up for him. I guess he's already having the haulers bring him some stuff. Some of the resources we can just kind of store over here. For example, we'll have this one set to obtain bad water. This one set to get rid of explosives. And then this one will be set to get rid of planks. Nope, can't do it with that because it's a warehouse. But if we go to storage, we can get a small industrial pile. We'll collect some logs and get rid of some planks. And then, okay, so they did finish this. I wanted to keep going. Honestly, I should have done it all at once. They're going to have to do this a little bit slower. We don't have a lot of explosives. That will allow them to build much more. Okay, we're producing pretty much enough power. But we can continue expanding it. The beaver's got some work they want to do. Ooh, we also have a beaver who needs a house. So I've been waiting. We didn't really need to add housing before, but now we do. So we'll add in one up top. we'll use a large barrack since it's, 16 inhabitants versus just 10. So we'll fit 2. We'll probably even fit a third one here. The stairs over here were just so I could construct this stuff. And I forgot to finish this off, so we'll have a few more of these we'll place down right here. We also have a bad tide approaching. We can store more water, but this will close. Ooh. So there was a flaw in this. So the contamination's not going to go directly over here. Sorry. Contamination's not going to go around here. It's going to go straight through here. So what we need to do is actually get a contamination sensor set up like this, but so that it's right here. And unfortunately we don't have an easy path to get there. So we're going to do something like this. We'll switch this one so it's on this side. And let's see, we're going to actually, because we duplicated this one, if we copy the settings, it's going to close this, but then we're just going to flood everything, which is, I don't think necessarily bad. Oh, maybe because it's off. No, I didn't do it. I did do it. Contamination sensor 2. Interesting. Oh wait, I'm clicking the wrong thing. That needs to be off this. Okay. I think we're good. We'll just let them finish constructing it. I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it. This one. Oh, do we want to keep this one over here? Not 100% sure, to be honest. Because if we have, I guess we'll walk through it. So if we have, if I can click on it. So we have this one. Right now it's a wet season. Water's everywhere. No contamination. Boom, bad tide hits. Then there's going to be bad water flowing through here. This will close because contamination is above 5%. There's still going to be some water in here. So it's not going to be contaminated yet. This is going to stay closed. This is going to back up. In reality, I probably want to have this based off of this one as well. Because when this one closes, I want this one to open so there's immediately a path for the water, or I guess I should say the bad water, to leave. Also, let's go over here. Let's get another lever set up. And then let's rename it. We'll do this one extra builders, extra builder huts. Builders huts. Extra builders huts. Pin that, so that's going to be here. I think I just like all the colors being green. This one is, whoops. Oh yeah, I was going to move them all in the same spot. Whoopsies. This one is also pinned. And this one's going to be extra scavenger flags. Let's bump that up. Okay, pause real quick. Oh, they didn't finish it. Okay, well, we're going to manually close this and manually open this. Oop, you can see there was a little bit of bad water bumping off. Okay, so now we can set that to this and that to this, and I think nothing should change. Okay, I think we're set now. This one is going to be, what do we call it? Reservoir. That is way too big. Reservoir contamination. Okay. We'll get this done. Click those. These guys are just going to keep going. So we're 9.1 thousand water. I am loving that. We also have treated planks now. So we're going to get rid... Oh. There's a beaver who wanted to go up there. And we can unlock spiral staircases. One of my favorite buildings in the game. I'd say that, the tube station slash zip lines are all there. You have 4 vacancies. We have to automate this based off of extra builders huts, and then copy that to this. We have 8. That's fine. Some of those are in here. Collecting bad water. And then now we just gotta get rid of this. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, we're producing enough power. We'll get this set up so we can get a few more engines. And then we're actually going to do something a little different. Because, let's see, I think we'll go like this. I don't know if we'll need all these engines down the road, but just in case we do. During a drought, we won't have any of this going. We don't really have explosives at the moment. We have some incapacitated beavers. Not too many though. I have to get used to clicking on this and not the button. Seems like it'd be the other way around, but okay. Pause him. We don't need those going. Yep. Why do we had some flooding in here, it looks like. That killed a bunch of those crops. It's not great. Let's add that in and then we'll kind of remove this. It could have been there was some backup, some water backing up, or bad water backing up. How about over here? Oh, they probably can't even reach this. They wanted to keep working, but I wouldn't let them. And then here it's going to be great to have some overhangs because... wait, how deep is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that is the perfect depth. We don't even need to go any taller. So that's 5. 5 by 1. We have enough science for that. We actually want to rearrange the pathing just a little bit. So we'll go triple, then 5 by 1, then triple, 6 by 1. Another triple? Yeah, triple. I don't even know if you need to be over here. It might be... You kind of want to arrange everything on this side. Okay, they can't reach this. That's okay. Ooh. How close are we to getting... Okay, we still have more scrap metal. We're still doing great on metal blocks as well. But we'll have some pumpers. We can have 3, 4... I'll probably just want to have some more that go all the way to the bottom, so... We're actually going to do this. We're going to remove that. We'll put in the double, and then we'll put a 3 by 1 in. And then on top of this one, we'll do 3 more. And then we'll do a double. And then I think a 4 by 1. We might actually go up one more. Triple 4 by 1. So then we can go, the path will go like here in the, oh shoot. I didn't think that through. We'll get rid of this one. Because the nozzles will be in here. Okay, so we want this to go even farther then. So we'll have nozzles in the middle. They'll need a path on this side so they can walk to get to the pumpers. So this has to go at least one more. But we could add some more water pumpers on that side, since we already have, well, you might just want to call it there, because then we can add in some more pumpers on this side. Might be a little bit easier. So let's get rid of this triple. We'll bump it up to 4. And then from here, we'll go like that. And I think 5. So we'll path. And then we'll get all those water pumpers. And then we just have to leave them oriented the same. And then let's just make sure they're all set to highest priority. And so that's some water pumpers. This guy, if we add in a single piece of dynamite, that'll get him all the way to the bottom. Then we can add in some more. We'll add in some water storage, but we're way ahead of the curve. We don't need to have this stuff set up yet. And then we can start with this. A lot of treated planks. It's going to be sucking all the treated planks up. Gears, 450. We have enough of those, same with logs. So I think we'll actually be fine on that. We'll want to get bots set up though. So let's do this. We're going to remove him. We'll set this up. Let's make sure this is highest priority. I guess collect that. We're going to get some power shafts underneath so we can connect into some buildings on this side. I don't know what we'll need right now. Oh, that was close. And I personally like the look of a power shaft underneath the platform versus just doing a vertical power shaft going all the way across. And we can put this guy back. And then we could put the bot part factories right here. Only thing is that I like putting the bot part assemblers on top of those factories, and it might make more sense. Might be a little bit easier to get over to this side if they're on here. I think we'll want to do the same thing with the power shaft situation, unless we just connect it in. So let's see, we do something like this. Fit 3, 1, 2. We might want to do this, because then we can do this and this. Then we can reach the top. Yeah, I'm leaning towards that. I like also having some storage close by for the beavers, which might need to be something slightly different, because we could always put it just like on the second story. We could put it down here as well, so we go storage. Because we'll go metal blocks, planks, and logs. Wait, do we even need logs? Let's check the recipes. This game's been out for a while and I still sometimes forget. So we need gears, metal blocks, and planks. We don't need logs. So we can actually just get rid of this one and get another warehouse place down, because we can have this one set to gears. So gears, metal blocks, and planks. And then we'll do like bot limbs and bot heads and all that. Bot chassis, we'll double up on bot limbs just because they make them much faster. So they can, we also need to make sure these are set to be prioritized. These ones can be just normal. And so I don't think we would do anything, we wouldn't put warehouses on top. I mean, we could, but then, I don't know. I think that might be a little bit extra. So we'll just do this. Assign priority, these will be lowest. We can start going now. And then just connect some power shafts in across. Yeah, I think we'll do that. We'll just keep it simple. You know, I already did it on this side. I might as well just do it over here. I think I was just being a little lazy. I'll have to redo some of this stuff, but it's okay. Let's just double check. Whoops. gears. So we'll replace the gears. Set this to highest priority. And there's not a path. Also set this to highest priority because we really want to make sure they can keep working. There we go. Now we'll just get that last storage place back in. Warehouse, set it to gears. Then we'll duplicate this guy. Okay, let's turn on those builder huts. And let's actually change some priorities because I bet they're working on... Oh, I was going to say I thought they'd be working on this stuff. This is all lower. This is also all lower. This is lower. If they want to get this one, that's fine, but... They don't really need to work on this stuff yet. I would much rather them work on everything over here. And also detonate all of this. And so the reason why I put it like this is I'm going to do the same thing. We'll have some power shafts going underneath. These ones are going to be completely hidden, except for this one in the middle. But we'll just set that up. This is a low priority job. And then we got all that, so. But we have enough power. We got it in those ones, which is excellent. We do have bad water power coming through here. So if we needed, we could also tap into this, but for now we're doing good. Let's start getting some bot chassis and bot heads. We can put him back. Bot limbs. Duplicate. Oh, and I gotta add that one back. Little important. We'll leave that as normal. Because we're gonna actually pause one of those at first. Oh my gosh, 13 vacant jobs. We'll unpause those builders' huts, or we'll pause the builders' huts. We also can probably start pausing some of these lumberjack flags. That guy's still planting. We can probably have him plant part-time. Yeah, so we're running short on planks now. And we've been investing a lot of resources. Metal blocks. Okay. Pause this guy. They can't do anything yet. Oh, we'll need some chargers as well. Kind of redundant at this point. Didn't really need to put those in. Chargers, that's going to be something important. I always don't really plan for it, so this time I want to. We're going to have them working over here. We could put some chargers in on this side. We could honestly rearrange all this if we wanted. Okay, we're having more vacancies, but we're making a bot now. So we'll toss him in probably a lumberjack flag, or maybe a water pumper. I think those are some of the free ones that they kind of give you in the beginning. But we are almost done pumping water. In fact, we're doing fantastic. So, I'm liking that. But yeah, we have 10 builders hut, or 10 jobs that were vacant, so we can pause that guy. We still have 3 builders huts, including the district center. At this point, I think we should pause this guy. We'll actually get rid of this because we have so many logs over here. I think we want to move these to be crops. So we'll unmark, 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 unmark. And then we got to think about some contamination barriers, or sorry, some irrigation barriers. We have enough science for it. We don't have any treated planks because I bet they're putting it into here. Yeah, this can be lowest, but they're still they're still working on it. Oh, and we can start pausing those guys. But yeah, I think getting irrigation barriers over here, it's a good idea. We don't need to go too far over there. We'll start like this. And then this might actually be enough to prevent that contamination, but you know, we could add in some more levees if you wanted. This is kind of a mess over here, so I think I want to just remove those. And then also eventually we're going to have water come in through here, so I don't really want to clog this channel up. But we can leave that. We do have our first bot. I think keeping logs going is a good idea. So, switch him to Iron Bot. We'll make these bot jobs. We'll make him lowest priority. So they'll just hop in here, that way we don't ever have, we don't have any bots who need a job. So, because we don't want to have unemployed bots, those are no bueno. Also, we need to get the charger going. We can do this. We'll get that sorted. So we'll just have, I think I'm just gonna have a string of chargers over here. And I didn't really think about it. Would have been nice to have it go underneath from this one, but that's okay. Not the end of the world. Let's get all this sorted. And then we'll just start lining them up. 5 is... we'll set some of these to lowest priority, because we don't necessarily need to have all that many at first. Yeah, okay, so we have no... He's probably out of charge. Yeah, out of power. Let's get that one sorted immediately. So yeah, he's probably just wandering around. Is that him? Yep, there he is. They just finished? Yeah, so he hopped in that job. But he's gonna go over here to charge. Ooh, we're not providing enough power. I guess for now we'll just unpause an engine. Well, we should probably just add in some water wheels over here. So we'll connect into this one. We'll need a single one of those. And then let's start kind of planning this out. So 1, 2, 3. I'll need to add in one for both of those. Oh, for all of these. So if we go on the back side, then that will be sufficient. Go all the way there. Okay, I think we're looking good. Okay, we have to start adding some more jobs in. We'll just keep going with maybe some of the lumberjack flags. We have all these trees over here. Honestly, just toss them into these ones. We never connected this in. Well, now I have a spiral staircase, so might as well use it. I do want to get some of these connected in. Oh, they probably can't reach it. Duh. Okay, we'll just keep working our way backwards. Okay, good. They're getting that one. And then soon we can get the last couple of these. I think we'll have to wait on... Oh, dang. We'll have to wait on some of these ones so they can get this guy. Yeah, we'll make sure they get these. In fact, we'll have to go backwards. Can always go up and over if we wanted to, but go on top of. A little excessive. We only have 0.9 days left of the drought. How are we, or of the bad tide? Looks like all of these guys got paused. So we're doing good on workers. It's all balanced, but that's going to change very quickly because we have 14 incapacitated beavers, and I bet we have no, oh my gosh, we have no medical beds. We probably have some, but I have no idea where they are. Nothing says health like hanging out next to some contaminated water. We can add in just a few more. Okay, let's hope these guys get better. Oh, we're actually doing fantastic on science, so we can start switching some of these. No reason not to. Oh, we have to also make these high priority jobs. And then we'll finish some of these off. Excellent. So once we get those, then we can get this one, then we can get this one, and then this one. So we are producing some power. Ah, dang it. Well, we could do this now. Let's get these two connected in. And then the last one will be to get this one sorted. I think they'll get these two constructed before this one is. Yeah. So, now we have some extra power. We can pause this guy. $107. These ones produce way more. Way more flow coming through. Wait. Bad water source? Bad water source. Why are those different? Do the bad water sources have different strengths? I didn't know that's a thing. Can we check? Alt Shift Z. Tells you all this stuff. Huh. Didn't say anything about when the like what the strength is. So that's interesting. Okay, we can also do this. Okay, so we've been going for almost 3 hours. And that is where we're going to wrap up today's live stream. We did quite a bit today. We had this guy going, which is probably the biggest thing. So we got a new water source. We're thriving. We have a good amount of water storage. We can probably keep going up in water storage. But we're looking good. We have a very constant water supply, even during droughts, even during bad tides. So that is probably the biggest change. This is the first time we've really been able to get a reservoir, and thankfully they set it up so it wasn't too much infrastructure to get it constructed. The diversion system was a little bit, but outside of that, wasn't too bad. And then the tubes are obviously a huge help. We would not be able to do this if we didn't have the tube network set up. And then we now have bots. We did expand our production buildings a little bit, and then we rearranged all of our storage. So this looks so much nicer. I'm much happier with that. We can expand it even more if we need to. I think for now we're doing okay. We might want to get maybe a little bit more pile storage, but honestly, not the biggest concern at the moment. We still have a good amount of storage for everything. And then we're going to be replacing some of these trees with crops. We did add in a ton of trees over here. We have it all marked to be chopped down. We can't even go through all of them. You can see the pine resins forming on these outside pine trees. We will eventually replace those with irrigation barriers because this water source will potentially contaminate these trees during a bad tide. But it's still dormant. We'll have 11 days. The water source. Do we just have an unstable core? Oh, wow. Okay. So we have an unstable core. I didn't even notice that. But we have the next water source, which we have already started preparing for. We can pause all these guys. But we'll set more of that up in the next episode. And I think that's all we have. We also got access to scrap metal over here. But those are some of the highlights. Food we'll probably try and focus on a little bit in the next episode. Let's actually make it so these are not automated. I want them always running. Okay, so we'll need to check back on that because food is not fantastic, but it's not bad. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's live stream. Getting closer and closer to the end. Yeah, we're getting there. I think we only have a couple more water sources to activate, and then we'll be there. I think 3 in total, but I think 2 more rounds of it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video, today's live stream, and be sure to check back in next weekend. We'll do another live stream, same map, continue on. So thanks everyone.